Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sierra, and this video is going to be a Hear Me Out Degrassi edition because what other show do I talk about the most? I mean, let's be completely honest here. Since I didn't bake a cake because A, I don't have the ingredients to or the time to as I'm filming this. I have a job interview in then like an hour and a half, so we're not doing that. But what I will do is have an imaginary cake either here, somewhere. I'll put an imaginary cake here. That is my cake for this Hear Me Out edition. So, without further ado, let's jump right on in. First up on my Hear Me Out list is Winston Chu. If anyone who knows me personally or even just knows the content of my videos, if you've seen me when it came to pairing up like the couples I thought should have existed in Degrassi, I pair Winston Chu up with Shay. So this should be no surprise. Also, as a person who loves GOT7, a K-pop group, I'm just saying, Winston Chu is just a cute, goofy Asian kid who wears some nice ass shirts. He's a loyal friend to Miles because Miles was a handful the entire time. I'm just gonna say that. He was always a handful. He was always going through something. But Winston Chu always held him down. So I believe Winston Chu would be a good boyfriend at the very least. Minus the whole situation with him and Frankie. Their relationship was very weird. And he kissed Lola, which was so out of character, in my opinion, for him because he was very much into Frankie. But besides that, we really didn't see much of Chewy outside of the whole Frankie situation and also just being Miles' buddy. So he is definitely on this list. Next up on the list is Connor Delaurier, because obviously, and I'm talking about Connor from beginning to end, not just Connor when he's a senior, but from beginning to end, Connor was always a cute kid. It was an experience at the beginning, okay? He was going through some things. This was prior to his diagnosis with Asperger's. He had some like very weird instances with like, you know, finding panties, the panty raid, and like taking pictures of girls' clothes, which I do not condone. But as a guy overall, from going from being undiagnosed to understanding more social cues and being an active student, a good friend, and a good person, Connor is a good kid. He's a good person who actually learns along the way. He's still very much his very nerdy self into everything that he's into, and he doesn't let anybody get in the way with that. When Becky's brother, I forgot his damn name. I was just watching a Degrassi video and I forgot his name. Luke Baker. There we go. When Luke Baker was touching up on Jenna, Connor was ready to deck his ass, and he did. So that is a man who would do anything to protect his girl, which I do condone. Hey. Because with Luke's behavior, I would have punched him in the face too. I'm just saying. So Connor is definitely on my list. Next up is Wesley Betton. I believe that's his last name. Betton. Anyway, Wesley. If you can't tell just by these first three characters, I love me a nerdy person. I love me a nerdy guy, okay? That is my jam because I'm a nerd. I love people who are really into their interest, who are so comfortable being themselves and having interest outside of like the typical norm, and they're just confident about that. Like they can be into science and they're like, yeah, I'm into science, what about it? It's just so attractive when a guy is like that. And Wesley is the epitome of someone who is so deep into his interests, also so goofy and silly and shy and awkward, and I love Wesley. I feel like he would be like a good boyfriend I have in high school. Wesley is definitely one of the guys on my list because he's just, oh my god, I just love Wesley. And also when Claire bit his neck, he'd even like drag her for doing that. He was just like, hey, you want to go out for coffee? And when she's like not interested, he's like, tell that to my neck. Like, girl, I thought you were interested in me, but okay. He didn't pressure her about it. He didn't keep bothering her about it. He just said, you know what? Okay, moving on. That's a guy who knows when no means no. He knows. He's like, all right, moving on. Next up on the list is JT. Another dorky character, but more goofy than like academically nerdy. Just a very goofy guy who just always wanted to make people laugh. a very loyal friend, minus a few instances with Toby, but like he was a good character, a good guy who tried his hardest. In my opinion, Liberty should have never been pregnant. That storyline should have never went to Liberty. In my opinion, in my most humblest opinion, Liberty should have never been pregnant, because we never really got to see her and JT's relationship fully, like just them being cute, or even like the instances that interracial couples get. Like we never got to see them hanging out and someone making any quips or derogatory remarks towards Liberty or JT for being in an interracial relationship. Like we didn't get that. We got straight into Liberty's pregnant and we're going through all of this trauma and struggle between these characters. Like we didn't get any like stuff in between. We got like their cute moments where he gave her nicknames, but we really didn't get too much. So I would put JT on my list purely because I would love to have just seen more of that love that he had for Liberty, because you could tell he loved her, but we just didn't get too much of that besides just jumping straight into Liberty being pregnant, which was really ridiculous. Next up on the list is Emma Nelson, specifically in the Purple Dragon episode. Yes, that girl ate down in that purple dress, and then literally when she had her environmental moment, she put her hat back on and she stripped. That was uncalled for, but I mean that seemed like a move that Emma would make. I'm just saying. Emma looks good, okay? She literally had a glow up. She, you know, obviously her attitude was not the best in this episode, but she looked good though. I won't deny her that. Emma looked good. Okay. Next up, Claire with short hair. Claire's short hair is so freaking cute on her. It's kind of ridiculous. Like her outfits were giving me like old lady inspired outfits, which I do not condone. I do not like. Put her hair, that pixie cut on Claire. I liked it. I found that really cute. I love me a girl that can rock a short hairstyle. I'm just like, yes, and you got the bone structure, you can work with it. Eats down. Like I love me a black woman with a pixie cut, or just short hair, bald hair, and they just owning it, makeup on fleek, or even no makeup on. Nice hoops, they smell good, they look good, and they know they the shit. I love that. So with Claire having short hair, I loved it. Also, I feel like this was Claire's most rebellious era too, when she had her short hair, because this is when, after she is in remission for cancer, she gets pregnant by Drew, and they get the new principal because Mr. Simpson left for some reason. I forgot, but they had like a temporary principal for some reason. When Claire smashed all the cameras, that was when she went off, and I love her for it, because I love a female rage moment, and that's when I really was just like eating it up. I was like, yes, Claire, I love this. I love this for you as a character. Just wanted to say that. Imogen, post Eli, because Imogen, before how she's introduced, she's very weird. And to be quite honest, when Imogen is introduced like that in a stalkery way, it reminded me of Awkward. If you guys have never heard of Awkward, or if you have and you're wondering if it's a fever dream, it is not. On MTV, there was a show called Awkward. It had so many actors in there. I can't even think of everybody right now, but we had the show followed Jenna Hamilton, who they thought offed herself, or tried to off herself, so her arm ends up being in the cast. And so for the first 2 seasons, she's in the cast, and there's like a mean girl Sadie, and there's just like a lot of drama going on because she hooked up with like the most popular guy, Maddie McKibben. But there's let's move forward. I think it was like oh my god, was it like season 6? I feel like it was like season 6 or something like that, where they actually had a character who was like stalking them, essentially. Ava, it was very weird, but I feel like maybe that was just the era of having like a stalker character in shows. So I'm not sure if other shows have done that before, but Imogen was introduced like that, like Ava, and it made me very unsettled. And I was just like, I don't like her. Also because she made Eli go off his meds, and I was like, girl, I don't like you. And you're being really weird towards Claire, okay? Claire didn't do nothing to you. Calm down. But after that, Imogen calmed the hell down. Thank God. She even became more, not even weary, but just more conscious of Eli, his diagnosis, taking it really to heart of him being bipolar, because that's when he actually does get diagnosed with being bipolar. And she just becomes just very gentle in her approach towards Eli. Like, they're friends. She's calmer. Eli actually likes her. Fiona likes her, but she's like just more of a calmer character. And so we actually see Imogen as Imogen and not some grand character that they just came up with. So you actually see her as who she is, who she's very eccentric. She's very weird, but she's also very sweet. So I love Imogen post Eli, at least like the post major Eli situation, because she does get with Eli for a little bit, but it doesn't work out. But I'm just saying, in that time, she's just more herself than a caricature of a like stalker character that the show created. So I love her then. I'm just saying. Chris, if you do not remember, Chris was Emma's boyfriend, the one who was beatboxing in the hallway. That's my only exception. He cannot be beatboxing in the hallway. Other than that, I would have gave Chris a chance. I mean, shit, ain't nothing wrong with him. Like, ain't nothing wrong with him, but ain't nothing right with him either. He just seemed like a regular character, because clearly, obviously, they just do a character in there for Emma to have a love interest, really, to be quite honest. I don't think they really expected to do anything with Chris as a character. Maybe the actor, like, won a prize to be on the show for an episode or two or something like that, but I don't think they really planned anything with Chris. But Chris is definitely on my list. Just no beatboxing. Please. Please and thank you. Keep that at home. Next up is Zig. Specifically, Bad Boy Zig. I love Bad Boy Zig. Not just because Ricardo Hoyos is like really hot, but because Ricardo Hoyos is really hot. He's also in a Maddie and Tay music video. If you listen to country music, if you like Maddie and Tay, he is literally in a music video. And I was like, is that Ricardo Hoyos? Like, I clocked that shit so fast. But anyway, I digress. Bad Boy Zig is not only hot, but I feel like also that's a time where Zig as a character has really processed a lot that had happened the year before. Because after he told Maya he would wait for her, and after pretty much saying what he said to Cam before Cam offed himself, this is the moment I feel like with Zig as a character where he really has become more into himself, very internalized. He's a bad boy, like as an exterior, as like a front. But even at the scene where they're at the dance, the Hawaiian dance, the hula party thing, when he's like leaning against the thing and he sees Maya with Miles, he gives like a little wave, but he looks so childlike and so hurt. And I feel like that's who he truly is. He just looks hot on the outside, being part of a gang, essentially, getting into more of a very dangerous lifestyle because of the kids that he's more familiar with, he grew up with, and that's his friend group. But Zig as a character, he's not that type of guy. Like, I feel like with him as a character, that whole plot line of him getting into like that deep like gang kind of trouble, it felt like very unnecessary. But him as a character, I could see him having that persona, putting up a front just so he doesn't get hurt, especially by Maya. But in my defense, he's definitely on my list because Bad Boy Zig, he was just going through some shit, okay? He was going through some shit. It was tough on him with just like being kicked out of his house and feeling kind of like lost within himself too, because we know that his character comes from a poor family. His mom has a corner store but doesn't do very well. So he's really just struggling a lot on the home front, being kicked out. And then the person that he called the love of his life, essentially, doesn't want anything to do with him. She's not giving him a chance. She comes back from Paris and she's interested in a new guy. So I kind of get it. Like, now you just pissed. So, and it's not like he actually like put his hands on Maya or anything like that. Like the assignment in next class where he puts on a wig, like imitating her. He's a hurt dude. I'm not saying it's right, but he's hurt because Maya, girl, you should have never let him wait for you. You should have been like, you know what? How about you move on? I'm gonna need you to keep it pushing, okay? Because I'm gonna come back from Paris and I don't know if I'm gonna be ever ready for you. Let's be completely honest. So, he's on my list. Next up is Toby. Need I say more? I feel like I don't need to say much. Cute boy, lovely eyes, lovely eyelashes, sweet guy, very funny, a nerd. Anyway, that's it. Moving on. Next up, if I was a character all the way back to Degrassi Junior High, but even, I guess, like, even applying to Degrassi The Next Generation, Joey Jeremiah. Joey Jeremiah and Degrassi Junior High was literally, he was our first JT. Very goofy, just a crazy character who was always up to something, who wanted to start a band. He was just having the best time of his life in school. He did cheat on Caitlin by hooking up with Tessa Campanelli. I will never forget that. That was a dumb teenage move. But moving on to Joey Jeremiah and Degrassi The Next Class, when he's older, he has gotten married, he has a kid, his wife passed away. Yeah, he's definitely on my list. Like, he is still the goofball at heart, and he tries his damn hardest to be a good father. Like, he tried so hard with Craig, and even at the beginning when Craig is introduced, Joey does struggle with having Craig around, but it's more so because of Joey kind of feels as if he needs to talk to Craig's father, but he didn't know that Craig's father was beating him. So I don't put that on Joey Jeremiah for going to Craig's father to talk to him about Craig showing up out of nowhere to come see Angie, because Joey's just like, whoa, was this okay with your dad? Because how is he supposed to know? No one freaking knew. We don't know how long that went on. It could have happened even before Craig's mom passed away. We don't know. We don't know how long that his dad was abusing him. So Joey did his best, and he worked really hard to be a good father to Craig. When he got punched out, he still did his best to help Craig. But next up is Charlie. Now, I do not condone Charlie dating Fiona in the first place. Absolutely not. She should have been with somebody her age, because Charlie, that was really fucking weird. But Charlie was attractive. But she has she came with baggage. She needed to figure that out. But I put her on my list because she is cute. Anyway, moving on. Last but not least, Miss O. Again, I do not condemn Miss O for even kissing Sav, even getting interested in Sav. That was wild. Like, I don't know why we needed another student-teacher relationship. Like, I don't know why. I feel like after Paige and, oh my god, I forgot her name just that fast. Anya. Because Anya was dating her mom's doctor for a little bit. I feel like after that, we didn't need any more student-teacher relationships. I don't know why that was still there. Maybe this was like during Pretty Little Liars and they saw how that was still doing really popular and decided to put it in. I don't know. I don't know what these writers and producers were coming up with. But maybe they heard that it was still popular, even though it is not good whatsoever, decided to put it in. But Miss O is definitely on my list. Miss O has a motorcycle. Check. She's really cute. Check. Leather boots. On point, okay? Like, that's my wardrobe staple, is a nice, cute leather boot. They're expensive as hell. But yeah, I'm just saying, Miss O in general as a character, not including the Sav situation, yeah, oh, definitely. Oh, yeah. She's a cutie, and her bangs are on point, too. Like, she's just a cutie with bangs, because not everybody can rock bangs, I'm gonna be completely honest. They gave Marisol those Nicki Minaj bangs. I was so pissed. I didn't even like Marisol as a character, but when they gave Marisol bangs, I was so pissed. Because bangs are not for everybody. I'm just going to say that. Certain hairstyles are not for everybody. It's your face structure. It's your face shape. It ain't got nothing to do with the person being ugly or cute. It's your face shape. If it don't work for you, it don't work for you. Because those bangs were not for her. They are for Miss O and Miss O only. That's all I got to say. So who is on your Hear Me Out cake? Please let me know in the comments below. That's all I have for you in this video. If you like this video, be sure to like this video, comment, subscribe, Do whatever you want. Do nothing at all. I do not care. And until next time, stay magical. Bye.